As a reminder, guys, there is different type of audit evidence that you can collect as an auditor. You can have at times be required to analyze figures and accounting record. You can be required to conduct interview. That means you are inquiring from people. You can see physical things such as inventory, vehicles. You can read and analyze company information or document. So those are the different ways in which you can obtain evidence, and that evidence then can be called analytical evidence. You can have an evidence which is called testimonial when you've conducted interviews with people. You can have physical evidence where you physically verify something, or you can physically see it or observe it. Then you can also have documentary evidence where there is a document that is involved, whether that process produces an invoice, a good received note, or whatever document that will be applicable in that scenario. The reason this is important is that the type of evidence that you will be gathering will be important, as it will be your what of the audit procedure. We'll see at a later stage when we start looking at our how, your what, and why. Now, the type of evidence you are getting from any procedure will determine the type of test you will be conducting. And also, it's important to know the type of evidence, because when you know how the evidence looks like, you are able to look at an internal control and say, does this internal control involve people? That means if it involves people, you can start inquiring and getting testimonial evidence. But if it involves document, there is a document that gets produced by that specific process, you are able to inspect those documents. And then if it's physical evidence, you can observe that evidence or physical inspect it. And then if you are speaking about analytical evidence, you are able to analyze such an information, and maybe at times if it's figures and values, you can recalculate that information. So it's important to understand the different type of evidence, because they are going to inform the type of test that you'll be doing. I'm sure on our last time we look at this term. It's going to be important to know these terms when you are testing. As per the last time, always remember, even when you go to that assessment, go there with a mindset that when you see these action word or these verb, be able to link it with the type of evidence or with the what that you'll be testing. So as we always say, that anytime we need to inspect, we inspect a document, we inquire from a person, we observe a physical process, we perform an activity or a task, we analyze information, and we recalculate balances and values, so that you don't find yourself mixing up these terms. It's important we don't you observing document. Just know when I'm dealing with a document, then I need to ensure that I'm inspecting a document. Sometimes if you are dealing with physical item, you can do a physical inspection. So it's going to be important to know each term and how is it linking to your what or the type of evidence that you will be testing in that scenario. And also remember, audit procedures are actions that are taken by internal auditors to gather this evidence. That's why then we use verb or action word, because to be able to perform an action, you must be inspecting, you must be observing, inquiring, performing, calculating, or analyzing information. Now, I'm not going to go through each term because we know that, but I wanted to come here. This is what you must always think, because if your procedure do not have these three component, then it will not be complete and you will not going to get the full marks. Because for it to be clear and the person that you are writing the procedure for to be able to know how are they going to perform this action, and what is it that they will be performing the action on, and why they are doing that. And we said our how, it's an action that you are going to take. That's why it's those inspect, reperform, and observe. Then, if you are saying inspect, what is it that you will be inspecting? And then you could be inspecting a document, an invoice, a goods received note, a delivery note, whatever document that is involved in that process. Then why are you inspecting it? There could be so many reasons as to why you are inspecting it, but remember, you can be guided by two terms. You can be guided by confirm and also guided by verify. So you can say inspect. What is it that you'll be inspecting? A sales invoice. Why are you inspecting the sales invoice? To confirm that it was signed by whatever person who was supposed to sign that invoice. So that could be your why, where the only reason you are inspecting, you are looking for a signature that it was signed. But at times you can inspect because you want to do a logic test of the number if it's about values. That is going to depend on the test that you'll be doing. Now, that's one thing I want you to always keep in mind: your how, your what, and your why. So that when we start looking at internal control and you're thinking of writing a procedure, you know that these three components must be in any procedure that you're writing. Okay, so that's what I wanted to emphasize first. The following questionnaire was completed by the manufacturing supervisor and returned to you as the internal auditor of TeamStaff as part of a controlled self-assessment. Now, what is happening here? You are given internal controls, but not as internal control, but they are given as internal control questions. That means the internal controls are turned into a question that can give us a yes or a no answer. Now, you'll see here we've got all these questions, and the manufacturing supervisor answered here. You can already see where an internal control is in place and where the internal control is not in place. If we go to the required, it's saying develop an audit working program for the manufacturing process at TeamStaff. No heading are required. You can only list the audit procedures to be performed. You will notice that there are controls where it's saying no. So what I want you to note, you do not need to test those internal control where it's saying no, because remember, when you write this procedure, you are gathering evidence. So how can you be gathering evidence from a control they are already saying it's not taking place? So I always focus on the internal control that they are saying yes, because this means the supervisor is saying this internal control is in place, and you are also assuming that it's working as intended. The only way we can establish that it's working as intended is if we testing it as an internal auditor. Now let's go back to the first one. Is access to the plan controlled? Yes, it is controlled. How can we prove that it is controlled? Let's try and write a procedure. What are the different ways do you think as an internal auditor we can test that really access to the plant is controlled? Observe. Viewer, don't do that. What is observe? Raw material are not stored separately. That was correct. Rekgotso. Observe how access is granted to the plant. Remember your how, your what, and your why. Okay, guys, there is a lot of things that we can do here. I see some of you are talking about observe. So you can observe, because if you look here, this is a physical process that is taking place. Because if we can even go here on the comment, they are saying only authorized employee can enter the plant area as there are biometric fingerprints reader at the door. That means at the door, you need to put your fingerprint, then you can be allowed to access the plant. So that is the physical process that is taking place in front of you. So as an internal auditor, you know your what, that it is a physical process that can be observed. So you can say observe the access to the plant. Why are you doing that? To confirm that it is restricted. So that's how you can write that procedure. Another person can say maybe let's physically attempt to access the manufacturing plant. Because remember, if we physically try to access it as internal auditor, we don't have the right fingerprints to be able to enter. So you can try to enter so that you can confirm that access is restricted to authorized employees. So, because if you try as an auditor to enter, if the system is not allowing you to enter, that means that really the access to the plant is controlled. Another person can say, okay, that is the less reliable one. You can inquire from the security personnel to confirm that access is restricted. Remember, these procedures, when you start practicing, these things will work hand in hand. So that's why at times you can inquire, then they are going to tell you, maybe say yes, it is controlled, and then you try to access yourself or you observe it yourself, because these will need to all complement each other to test this internal control. You don't need to just write one, but in the assessment you just write one. So that's what I want you to be able to do, to write procedures and think about different tests that you can do to test the accuracy of that procedure. They are saying all raw material is stored separately and in specific marked areas. How can we test here? Remember, we were just looking at a type of evidence here. You are dealing with inventory that is physical. So when it's not a document, remember, you can only inspect a document. But if you are dealing with physical item, you can use physical inspection. So you can say physical inspect. So if they are saying the raw material is stored separately and in specific marked area, you can go there, you can see that they have an inventory that is stored separately from each other and it is marked in those area that's in. Another thing that you can do here, okay, we can say physically inspect. That is our how we're going to do it. What is it that will be physically inspecting? The raw material, to confirm that each raw material is stored separately and in specific marked areas. So that's what you can do though. Remember, there are people working at the warehouse. You can inquire from the storage personnel to confirm that each raw material is stored separately and in specific marked area. You can inquire from them also. That's another thing you can do. The other internal control is that are raw material that are temperature sensitive, such as food products, stored in a cold storage area. How can we test this control question?
Okay, you can physically inspect the cold room to confirm that it is at the temperature that is required, I guess.
Okay, we can physically discuss area, the cold storage area, to confirm. You can say the inventory or temperature sensitive raw material are at the right temperature. Okay, that's one thing you can do. Because remember, there is a storeroom there that should be cold. We can physically show up and physically inspect, so that we can confirm that all those items are at the right temperature. Viewer was coming with something where we can inquire from the warehouse personnel to confirm that the temperature sensitive product are stored in a cold storage area. Okay, that's also a good one that we can put there. We can also physically inspect the actual product to confirm that there are no absolute or spoiled products there. Inquire from the store personnel could confirm that temperature sensitive products are stored at the right temperature. That is also correct, Dabe. Yeah, that's how we test. Let's take another one, guys. I'm just showing you the principle here. This will be available. You can complete the other ones, but was just to demonstrate to you how do you write a procedure. A manufacturing plant container cleaned and sanitized on daily basis. Oh, you gave us the answer. Physical inspect the plant container to confirm that they are cleaned. Okay, that is correct. Rehote, you also have your hand up. You can unmute.
You can observe how the containers are maintained to confirm that they are cleaned and sanitized on a daily basis.
Okay, if they are saying on daily basis, that means you can go there on one of those days to observe the manufacturing plant containers to confirm that they are cleaned and sanitized. Okay, you can go there, or you can ask them if they do clean, and then as another procedure that you can do.
Yes, I wanted to ask, would I be wrong if I say inspect cleaning roster or cleaning register to confirm that containers
That
are cleaned?
inspect the cleaning,
Cleaning roster or
maybe we
cleaning
can say
register. Okay.
schedule or register to confirm that
Siata. Can we maybe also link it to for me, like I'm thinking this, can we maybe link the inspection to the daily basis? But I'm just asking.
To the daily.
Inspect the
Okay.
frequency.
Can do that. Actually, that's a great observation. You can inspect the cleaning schedule, because the other one of observing, if you want to ensure daily, that means in the register, when a person has signed, they will sign and date it. You are able then to confirm that the manufacturing plant and container were cleaned and sanitized on daily basis. That's what you can do, so that you also able to test this part, because it's not only about cleaning but also ensuring that it has taken place on daily basis. Remember, here we were required to design only one procedure, but the reason we are coming up with so many, because it's just to show there is a lot of tests that can be done from one internal control. I think that will be it from me for today.